Good evening and welcome to tonight's varsity volleyball contest between the Allendale Falcons and your beloved Sparta Spartans in this Dig Pink Cancer Awareness Volleyball game. I'm here with Steve Zurich and evidently being a little too loud during warm-up or announcements.
Yeah, that might be a common theme for the two of us tonight. We are definitely the voices of Sparta Volleyball tonight, but unfortunately it looks like we're also going to be the face of Sparta Volleyball tonight on the live stream.
Yes, as I mentioned very clearly, I have a face made for radio, but I am here to try to help out Paul Owens and Evan Gross and their crew. I mean, they have done so much selflessly for us here. It's very easy to want to help them and give back.
Yeah, I agree. You just hear so many positive comments about this whole live stream situation. Aunts and uncles, grandmas and grandpas out of town, being able to watch games. I mean, the Spartan Nation is definitely going worldwide.
That's right, and it's something that we've said somewhat tongue-in-cheek over the years about global domination and Sparta worldwide, but the birth of the World Wide Web gives us some of those real opportunities, and this is one of them for sure.
Yep. So tonight, getting to the action here tonight, we have Sparta. I know right now they're 0-2 in the OK Blue. The OK Blue volleyball season took a little change this year where in years past they would play a home and away against every league opponent. And this year they're going to just playing each opponent one time but having a conference tournament at the end of the year.
And I heard about that change that my understanding came out of the OK Blue coaches where you would want it to come from. What has your experience been as a spectator in the new format?
Yeah, I think you just watching volleyball the last couple of years, I think you always want to see teams at home and away. And when you see an opponent one time, just to see if we've fixed things that we've been working on, if maybe you can get some coaching in and change the outcome of that. So I think that for me as a spectator, I think a little bit of a negative, but I'm looking forward to that league end tournament at the end of the year and seeing if, the Sparta Spartans can make a run.
Absolutely. And it seems like Coopersville is the team to beat in OK Blue volleyball. Is that accurate?
That is for sure. Another reason we're off to an 0-2 start is we face the best team in the league right now, which is Coopersville. They are a well-oiled machine, and we played solid that night. Probably one of our best matches of the year, but just fell short in that OK Blue matchup.
I was working concessions that night, and I found two things out about Coopersville. They're good at volleyball, and they love soft pretzels. They went on
Yes.
a run. We could not keep them hot in there and didn't stop.
Yep, good to know. Next time they're around, we'll definitely get the soft pretzel machine cranking. So volleyball action's about to start here. A couple things about volleyball. When you're looking out on the court right now, you'll see the ladies in the opposite colored jersey on the floor right now. That's the libero, a defensive specialist. Now they can only play in the back row, but they sub in for a player from the front row, so you can have a shorter, more quicker player in the back row playing defense, and then you don't have to put a taller player who plays at the net in the back row.
So it looks like that's number 13, Madison Derby for Allendale.
Yeah, it looks like Madison Derby is a freshman for Allendale. You don't see a lot of freshmen playing varsity volleyball right now, but Madison is the one that they're putting a lot of responsibility on her shoulders at that defensive position.
And you might know something about our libero, number 22. That looks like Grace Zurich.
Yeah, my favorite daughter, without a doubt. Grace is a 3-year varsity player, just had a great serve there, and helped Sparta get out to that 2-0 lead right now.
That's right. So you've mentioned there's a number of multi-year varsity players on our roster this year, Grace being one of them as she's going to serve, but Megan Jones and Andrea Shriver as well.
Yeah, now both those ladies, 4-year varsity players. So came up obviously as freshmen and winding down their careers here. I know that Andrea Shriver has signed to play with Indiana Tech volleyball, so she's excited about that move in her future. And Megan Jones has just been a solid all-around player for the Spartans for the last 4 years.
So the Spartans with their 4th straight point to start the match. And it would be nice if Gracie just ended this thing with just serving one time.
Yeah, is it too much to ask to just go on a 25-0 run here? Oh, looks like Allendale did us a little bit of a favor there, returning that one that appeared to be heading out of bounds. Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, 0.5 for the Spartans.
5-0 right there. Looks like that was number 13, Butts for the Spartans, Sophie Butts, putting that ball in bounds just over the front row here.
So I notice the girls on both sides of the net are communicating, which is important in all sports. But what's your take on the role of communication in volleyball?
Yeah, I think it's definitely essential. So we're going to see tonight, Andrea Shriver does the most running on the court. She's our setter, number 6. So she's all over the place.
6-0.
Oh, wow,
Spartans.
yes. I mean, we got to stop before we talk anymore. Number 9 just put that thing down. They lobbed one over the net.
Yes,
and
she did.
Elena Wisnowski brought that thing home. So we were talking about communication again. Andrea moves all around the court, and she really got to communicate with people, and the other players have to let her know where she's at so she can set the ball up to the right person so we can get those outside hitters or middle hitters taking care of business and scoring points for the Spartans.
7-0 Sparta. She might just get to that 25. But I noticed with the pace of volleyball, it seems like communication is even more important because of the pace of the action is so rapid that if you're not talking about mine or whatever else it could be, seems like it's be a pretty vital role in what you're doing on both sides.
Yeah,
of the
definitely right. Definitely right. Where 1 or 2 steps in the wrong direction, the next thing you know, you've created a big gap on the floor, and then the ball's hitting the ground, which obviously we don't want to have happen here in volleyball.
8-0 for the Spartans and timeout Allendale.
I think definitely a great time to take a timeout. I mean, volleyball being a game of runs right now, usually 2 or 3 points one way or the other, and here we go on an 8-point run to start this game. Coach Ellen Nichols of the Sparta Spartans cannot be any happier.
Well, I would think if she was going to script how the Dig Pink varsity game could start, I don't even know if it would have been this good for her if she wrote it down. But 8-0 Spartans. Now, coming out of this timeout, what do you think Allendale's coaches are talking about?
Well, obviously they're talking about regrouping here, getting a side out, and then, I would imagine communication's got to be a part of it. Allendale's been receiving lots of the balls. It hasn't been like it's been all aces, but they haven't really set their offense up yet to deliver any kill shots on the Spartans.
And you did mention at least once they probably returned a ball that might have been out, so I'm sure they highlighted that as well. Here's
Yes.
Gracie with her 9th straight serve.
Nice block at the net there by Elena Wisnowski.
And Allendale's on the scoreboard.
Yep. That timeout worked for the Allendale Falcons right now, and we'll see if Sparta can earn a side out here.
So momentum is another thing in athletics that you want on your side. Is sometimes tough to define how you get it and how you end it, but it does seem like that timeout and timeouts in many sports are a way to stop momentum from your opponent, and might have just done it.
Yeah,
We'll see.
without a doubt, you get those unforced errors in volleyball. Allendale serving the ball into the net, where Sparta really doesn't have to do much of anything to earn that point. And obviously you're looking to collect 25 of them in the course of a game, so anytime the opponent can just hand some points over to you, you're definitely happy with that.
Side out Falcons.
9-2 right now, still advantage Spartans. We've got the freshman up serving for Allendale.
Yep, number 13, Madison Derby.
Nice serve received there by Grace Zurich. Feeding the ball. Yeah, so really we just saw some offense happen there for Sparta. Grace Zurich received that ball. She passed that ball to Andrea Shriver. Now, when you're watching Andrea, if she's not moving on the court and the ball's coming to her, then the serve receive is really doing their job. And then Andrea can pick and choose where she needs to send that to. And she's going to send it to number 7, Megan Jones, all night long, because Megan's just, she's just that reliable player that can hit from the front row or the back row.
Sophie Butts a little long on that serve. The substitution for the Spartans. Looks like Kenzie Armott coming in for Sophie Butts.
Yeah, so Sophie again is a net player. She's an outside hitter for the Spartans, and now she subs out for a defensive player, Kenzie Armott in the back row. Ooh, yeah, now very good. Now even though that ball was over the net, if you can see the candy cane stripes on the side of the net, just that line extending all the way up to the ceiling there. That ball was hit on the wrong side of that, so Sparta earned another point there.
Not unlike the foul pole in baseball and softball.
Yeah, very good. I tell you what, right now, 12-3 for the Spartans. What a great start here. Now, obviously, with only playing everybody once in conference action this year, you want to take care of those wins whenever you can get it. It's the best of 5-game series tonight. Sparta's off to a great start in this first one. Let's see if they can seal the deal here with these final 13 points. So we just had some net play by number 14, Mia Vandenberg. She's new to the volleyball scene for the Spartas, but she is definitely not new to athletics.
Yes, Mia is an accomplished basketball player, one of the best in her class in West Michigan, and this is her first year playing volleyball for the Spartans, I believe, and you know, with her competitiveness and athleticism can only add to the makeup of the team and what they're trying to do.
Yeah, yep. Rumor has it she's taking her talents on to Davenport next year to play basketball.
Yes. Yep.
Great. Anytime you can get an athlete on your team, a college athlete from a different sport on your team, I think that's great. Mia told me one reason she's playing volleyball is because her basketball coach at Davenport really encouraged her just to put the basketball down a little bit before the season and go out there and compete in a different way that she hasn't competed in a couple years.
We need more coaches telling more families exactly what you just shared, just about being multi-sport athletes and getting involved in a high school athletic team.
Yes, I agree.
Good effort by the Falcons, but not enough to get the point. The Spartans continue to roll, 15-3.
Yep, and it looks like the second and final timeout of the game taken here by Allendale, and really I can understand where their coach is coming from. You're down by 12 points right now. This game seems to be slipping away. It's kind of do or die time right now for the Allendale Falcons.
And so Elena is currently serving for us. And you mentioned to me before the broadcast, just talking about athleticism with Mia, she can really get up off the floor.
Yeah, yep. So now Elena came to Sparta. This is her second year at Sparta. She was homeschooled earlier in her career, and I believe athletics might have been a motivation for her to get back into school. She's played some homeschool sports, but she's a young lady who after every practice, after every season, she's just getting better and better and really blossoming as an athlete.
Elena's getting dialed in. Here's the serve.
A nice block at the net there. Hit hard by Allendale. Sparta went up from the block, did a nice job on that, but she just had just enough mustard on that to put it over our blockers.
Number 2, Jenna Marsman is serving for Allendale. Jenna's a junior.
Oh, a short serve there. For us, number 10, Britt Busen tried to serve, receive that just off her arms a little bit. Most of the time, those serves seem to go to the back row. The young lady from Allendale was able to drop one in right over the net. Makes it tough for those front row players to go into serve, receive.
There seemed like potentially Britt was caught a little bit by surprise there. 15-5 Spartans. Here's the serve.
Grace Zurich, Andrea Shiver, Britt Busen. It's like that here. Oh, yeah. So even though that ball hit out of bounds, it looked like Allendale went up to block that ball. Britt hit it off the block. The ball hit out of bounds. Point Sparta.
Now, as a basketball coach, ball movement and getting the ball to the right spot is something beautiful. And that last play for the Spartans, Grace to Andrea to Britt for the spike.
Yep. Drawn up perfectly, just like Coach worked on it at practice, I'm sure.
That's right.
Oh, look
Another
at that.
point.
Yes, talk about Mrs. Consistency right there. Number 7, Megan Jones, putting that down, just kind of waiting her turn there. I mean, being on varsity for 4 years, there's one lady who she's seen it all happen, and
sure.
I'm just waiting for her turn to put that ball down for the Sparta Spartans.
17-5. Serve is in. The Falcons cannot return.
Yes, another one of those unforced errors that we've talked about right now. Positive for the Spartans. Looks like we have a substitution happening here.
Britton Busen for the Spartans getting ready to serve, number 10.
Yeah, with a lead right now of 18-5, really as a coach, what do you want to see from your players on the court right now?
Finishing. You know, it does look like the game is in hand for the Spartans, but let's not really embrace that until there's a 25 up there on the scoreboard.
Yeah, so. I agree. Don't let up, and it doesn't look like the Spartans are letting up at all right now. Again, feeding number 7, Megan Jones, and letting her go to work. 19-5, Spartans up.
Busen with the serve.
Oh, nice up by Megan Jones there. So I like what Andrea Shriver did just there. Megan made a nice play on the ball, getting the ball up, and Andrea Shriver got the ball right back to her almost as a reward to say, hey, you did some good work for us. Now go put this thing down.
That's awesome teamwork.
Oh,
Awesome
wow.
teamwork. What a play.
Andrea Shriver at the net. Had to go down low for that one, but made an athletic play.
And there's Mia.
Yes, the basketball player.
Yes.
Almost like a rebounder right there. Going up big for the ball right there and setting that ball right down into Allendale's court.
Probably the best volley of the match thus far, and to see the Spartans score on it, that's a good thing for us. 20-5.
May have been the straw that broke the camel's back in this game. I mean, Allendale's that most fight they've shown this game, and then it just did not help out. Sparta still scored the point. Nice block by the Falcons there. Now, Kenzie Armock, you could see what she did there. Another basketball player, somebody who saw the court, thought she saw a hole on the other side of the net there, and tried to pass the ball. Just not enough height on that ball. Side out Spartans.
Number 14, Jenna Redeveld, serving for Allendale. Spartans getting ready to return. Megan Jones.
Yes. Well, Allendale has showed a little offense there themselves. I mean, you can tell there's some potential there. Definitely some long athletes there, and they were able to set a ball up to their outside hitter there, and she brought the ball home. Hopefully we don't see much more of that tonight.
We did notice before the game, and I'm not sure how our viewing audience can determine, but there is some height on that Allendale roster. They're listed as 2 6-footers and a 6'2" player, and they're tall.
Yeah, without a doubt. I think a huge advantage, obviously, when you're playing at the net to have that height advantage, getting those hands up and blocking those balls. So Sparta's going to have their work cut out for them if those blockers get hot at the net.
Point Allendale.
Yeah, 28 right now.
Outside.
Yeah, still up by 12 right now. Definitely not panic time, but you're hoping for a side out here by the Spartans, and we can bring this game home tonight.
Not sure what the stop and play was there, but it looks like it's a point for us.
Yeah, I believe number 4, it looked like got into the net, which is illegal, obviously, here. Allendale Falcons on that serve receive. Bump the net, side out for the Spartans.
Megan Jones with the serve. Spartans up 21-8.
Oh, there we go. Great serve receive by Megan Jones in the back row.
Point Spartans.
Fantastic. 11. So outside hitter Zoe Specs rotates into the game, and she gets that wind up going right off the bat here. Excuse me, with a big kill for the Spartans.
22-8. Megan Jones with another serve, getting ready to come.
Yep, let's see if Megan can close this out. This 4-year veteran, she's been here before. She's definitely a consistent server.
If I'm remembering my history, there was a middle school game that she served every point.
Yeah, I believe you're right. I believe you're right. And once in a while, they still talk about it every now and then, just the good old days.
Right.
Yes.
Another point for the Spartans. Megan Jones with another serve. It is 23-8.
Fantastic serve there by Megan. Oh, and yes, just a little long there by Allendale. Spartans up 24-8. I mean, you talk about fast starts. We had one today.
Absolutely.
Oh, what a vicious serve there. I mean, that thing was over the net by probably an inch, and just so tough to serve receive that. 25-8, Spartans take a commanding victory in game 1 here. Let's talk about momentum a little bit. Mr. Spencer, you've been around sports your whole life. I mean, you come out and you have, whether it's a basketball game, a football game, a volleyball game, you have a first quarter like this for the Spartans, or a first game where everything just seemed to go your way. It's got to feel great right now as an athlete and a coach.
Absolutely. And just reinforcing, let's recognize what went well there, make sure that we continue to do those things. And I'm sure that there's something that they're talking about that they could improve from game 1, and keep what was going well going and get a little bit better at 1 or 2 things, and let's come out in game 2 and get the same type of start.
Yeah, I think a quick start in this game definitely can can go a long way just to improving our attitudes here and just increasing our confidence, which is another part of athletics. When you're feeling like you can do no wrong, I mean, it just makes that volleyball, I mean, feel bigger. The courts seem bigger. I mean, you can just start picking your spots a little bit. So we'd love to see the Spartan confidence continue to rise here.
Talking about fast starts, let's talk about the varsity football team. You guys are off to a 4-1 start with a Coopersville game coming up Friday, but I feel like some of the things that we've talked about and keeping momentum going applies Friday, that if you guys keep what's been working going, you got to feel good going into that game if the mindset's right.
Yeah, for sure. Coopersville being a crosstown rivalry game for us, I mean, that goes back a long time. The friendship trophy's on the line, and every day our athletes are here, and one play at a time, take care of us. That's the most important thing, not worrying about Coopersville or where the game's at or what time the game's at. Some of those changes now with some of the Triple E stuff going on. But like you said, we just got to come out, play our game, execute, and we feel really good about our chances.
Good. It's good to see many of the senior leading football players here supporting the volleyball team tonight.
Yeah, what a great class of young men. Our captains, Jaquel Davis and Nico Verdugo and Logan Tidy and Ethan Zurich, all here to watch the volleyball game, along with seniors Brandon Wilcox and Nick Robbins and Hayden DeGraff, all showing their support here for their fellow classmates.
So the Spartans are out on the court and ready to go. Allendale is finishing up their timeout and huddle. Spartans are anxious. We got about 30 seconds here.
Yeah.
That's a good thing, though.
You come out with a game like that where you get a big victory like that and a lopsided score, and I'm sure you just want to get back out on the court and get things moving here.
Absolutely. So it looks like the Spartans are coming with Jones and Zurich and Busen and Shriver and Butts and
Wisnowski,
number 9,
Elena, yes. Yeah, the same lineup we had last time. So let's see if we can get this started. Looks like Grace Zurich will be starting off serving again here. And I'm sure an 8-0 start would be a great thing to get started here.
I'd love to see another one. I'm sure Gracie would as well.
I tell you what, Mr. Spencer, I've been here a long time, but every time I walk into this gymnasium and look around this place, I can't help but be impressed. It has to be one of the finest facilities in definitely the OK Conference, but in West Michigan, in Michigan in general. What a beautiful place.
I agree, and our community continues to just, bless us, provide for us. This gymnasium, our auditorium, the baseball, softball, and football fields. And I'll tell you, what's going to be the best of all of them could be the middle school that's going to open next fall.
What a tremendous looking facility that's going to be. I mean, Spartan students are definitely fortunate to have the backing of the community like we do.
Absolutely.
We go back and look at the start a little bit. So Grace comes out last game, starts us off 8-0, and then starts right off with an unforced error, putting the ball into the net. And now we have our second unforced error on there, and here we are down 2-0. We talked about momentum. Allendale seems to have it right now.
Yes, I agree. Hopefully the Spartans can put a stop to it here in the next point.
Looks like somebody appeared to be in the net.
Yep.
Yeah, Allendale, second time that's happened tonight, getting into the net there. Sparta takes advantage of that. We're down right now 1-2, and we've got Andrea Shriver, our setter, and the future Indiana Tech. Do you know what their mascot is at Indiana Tech?
I do not right now.
I do not.
I'm going to go with I'm not going with anything. I want to say it's some sort of canine, but I'm not 100%.
Indiana Tech. We'll go Bulldogs. Indiana Tech Bulldogs. Let's go with that until we find out differently.
Yep. What a play by Butts.
Oh, yeah.
Good hustle.
Yeah, Butts went up hard. She was blocked at the net. She had the wherewithal to get that ball back up, and I tell you, Elena made an athletic play trying to get that ball back up. It just didn't happen. Effort was fantastic by the Spartans.
Talk to our viewers about the rule specific to getting into the net. Can you touch the net at all?
At no time during play can you touch the net. It's just going to be a foul every time. So the refs have a bird's eye view where they're lined up on that, and if the net's moving, the ball can get into the net on block situations like that, but you can't hit it with your body, your hand, things like that.
Sophie Butts serving for the Spartans, scores Spartans 2, Falcons 3.
Serve receive there, Grace Zurich, Shriver, Megan Jones. I tell you what, rinse and repeat right there. We'd love to see that all night long. Our serve receive perfectly to our setter, and then our setter can pick and choose where that ball is going to go. Andrea Shriver picked wisely that time and let Megan Jones blast that ball.
3-3. Sophie Butt serving for the Spartans.
Yeah, Sophie's one of the few underclassmen on the team right there. We seem to have a lot of seniors on the Sparta Volleyball team. Sophie being a junior right now, definitely good to see her playing well. Yeah.
Point for the Falcons.
Yep, point for the Falcons. Grace Zirk went down, dug that ball out, but just had a little too much mustard on it, put it into a net, and really didn't give Andrea Shriver that chance to set that ball to one of her teammates. Another underclassman into the game, number 2, Kenzie Armach. Now, Kenzie's also a multi-sport athlete here, playing varsity basketball last year as a sophomore. And I know she's also the OK Blue Conference champ in the low hurdles last year. I mean, just a tremendous competitor. Oh, here we go. Got that offense set up. Britt Busen. Very nice. Now, Britt Busen's a lefty. You don't see a lot of lefties out there. Britt, I got to imagine, not that I ever played volleyball in my life, but I got to imagine just the way a left-hander hits it and a right-hander hits the ball, just so you can get some advantages, different spins, and just where you're setting up for your blocks, it's got to be tough when you're changing up between right and left-handers.
I would think, and that I think is consistent in other sports as well, that their left-handed athletes are just not as frequent or common, and so there's just those little nuances that are different.
Yep.
Point Spartans.
Yeah, big block at the net there. Mia Vandenberg and Megan Jones showing off some basketball skills again by getting up for that ball and blocking. Unforced error there by Allendale. Spartans up right now 6-4. We talked about runs. 2 and 3 point runs happen so often in volleyball. Right now, Spartans are on a little run. Let's see if we can keep this going.
Elena Wisnowski serving for the Spartans.
There's just something about saying Elena Wisnowski. It makes you feel good about yourself.
Yes, it does.
I mean, just sounds like an athletic player's name. Oh, gets a nice hit from the back row there.
Good play of the night by the Spartans.
I agree. Andrea Shriver getting that tip ball up. Now, that's been a ball that's the Spartans have struggled on in the past, where teams just kind of dink the ball right over top of our blocks. But Andrea Shriver showed great athletic ability there, diving to get that ball.
It's another great volley between the Falcons and Spartans.
Yeah, these are the ones you come out on the positive side. It just, again, increases your confidence. Oh, what a hit by Britt Busen there. What an up by Allendale. But it looks like they got the ball to the setter, and the ref just put 2 fingers up. That means a double hit. The ball spun out of their hands where they used both hands to hit it, and that's illegal, obviously, in volleyball.
Point Spartans serving with a 7-4 lead.
Oh.
That looked like it didn't come out right.
Nope, that one was a little low, almost under the net there. But a nice run by the Spartans, up 7-5. Here we go. Let's see if we can play a little defense here and earn a side out. Oh, nice up by Kenzie Armach. Right to Andrea Shriver. Back to Britt Busen.
Good communication by the Spartans.
Oh, Britt Busen,
Britt.
yes. So there's another multi-sport athlete, and I got to think she used a little bit of her basketball skills there, seeing the court, assessing where the hole was, and putting the ball where Allendale was not.
I'm seeing a pattern with your numerous references to multi-sport athletes. There's a lot of them out there making plays for the Spartans.
Yep, I agree. The more you compete, the different ways in which you compete, it's just going to help you out in all sports. Cross-training is so important, and it's great to see these ladies playing volleyball. Even though it may not be their favorite sport, they may have a primary sport that they're into, but taking the time out to help the Spartans out here and competing for their school. Great to see.
Spartans up 8-6. Allendale serving. Meg Jones.
Yes. Now, we talked about those little dink balls going right over the blocks. Sparta seems to be doing that to Allendale right now, and Allendale just isn't quite quick enough to get there.
Now, is that something that comes out in preparation as you're going into a game with an opponent, and through film work and things like that, you think, or something?
Yeah, I think definitely now. Yeah, so now
another point for
this
the
year,
Spartans.
where last year in the past where we played teams each time, I would think the second time you played a team, study the film, see what they're doing. Now, this is the first time we played Allendale this year, so I think it's got to be something you get a feel for on the court. they've had some height. We maybe feel like it's a little intimidating at the net, some of those tall 6'2" and 6-foot arms. So instead of going right at that block, we're going over top of the block and finding the holes behind them.
Timeout Falcons. Spartans are up 10-6 in game 2 here at Sparta Gymnasium. I noticed our superintendent, Pete Bush, across the way there, taking in some volleyball in the Dig Pink game.
Yep. Yeah.
I've noticed Mr. Bush, he is visible.
Without a doubt. That came to us from Coloma, and he has been all in at Sparta from day one. Puts his time in, all the co-curriculars. You see him all over the place. The man is definitely transitioned well to Sparta.
Absolutely. Well, speaking of transitioning, we'll see if the Falcons can transition into any better. Well, and actually, as Spartans, we hope they don't, but I know that they're going to give it a try. Yeah. Meg Jones serving for the Spartans, 10-6 Sparta.
Oh, great serve there. Oh, big block at the net.
Good job by Mia.
Oh, look at that.
Andrea.
Yes.
Point Spartans.
So Mia goes up, gets that big block, kind of puts Allendale out of rhythm, and they just kind of lob a ball up there, and Andrea Shriver used that athletic ability. As a setter, not always hitting at the net, but I tell you what, she saw that and blasted that ball for a point for the Spartans.
11-6 Spartans.
Grace Zurich to Shriver to Sophie Butts. Serve receive there by Allendale. Oh, nice scramble here. Another one of those great OK Blue volleys we have going right here.
Yes.
Tell you what, a lot of good things happen there. Mia got up for that ball with just a little too much mustard on that thing, putting it out of bounds. But you like to see her swinging hard there. That's going to pay off down the road. Side out to Allendale. Spartans up 11-7 right now. Grace Zurich to Shriver to Sophie Butts. Point Spartans.
Point Spartans.
Great job. So we talked about Andrew's job as a setter, a little bit like a point guard in basketball, where the offense really runs through her. The quicker we get the ball to her in our offensive scheme, the more decisions we're going to be able to make there, and she can set up the outside hitters or the middle hitter to score some points for the Spartans. You can't get much luckier than that right there. Not a technique you can practice, but a point for the Spartans.
And we'll take it.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Now, if we're at Wimbledon right now, it's not counting. It's not counting in tennis, but in volleyball right now, point Spartans.
13-7. Gracie Zurich with the serve.
Oh, big
Great
block
defense
at the
by
net.
the Spartans.
Yes. Number 9, number 6, Wisnowski and Shriver blocking for the Spartans. Looked great there.
So we double them up. It's 14-7. Gracie's still serving.
Yeah, let's go on a roll here. Substitution in the back row, maybe a defensive, and a front row substitution. Get some height in there up front. Number 7 comes in for Allendale.
Great decision by Grace there.
Yes, yep, overhead. Now I saw Allendale just had a sub come into the back row. I was looking over at Coach right now. She flashes as Grace Zurich where to serve. She wanted Grace to go right into the girl coming right off the bench. Girl who maybe is not warmed up.
Smart.
Seems like a good strategy by Coach Nichols there.
15-7 Spartans. 16-7 Spartans.
All right. We love runs. We love momentum here at Sparta. Let's keep it going.
So what Megan just did, is that technically referred to as a kill?
Yeah, yep, definitely. Anytime you put the ball down on the other side of the net, they're not bringing it back, that's a kill.
And so whether you're jumping at the net and really spiking it or smashing it from the back line like Meg did.
Yep, as long as they're not returning it, kill for the Spartans.
Score 16-7, Allendale with the timeout.
Yeah, I guess volleyball would be a game where if you're not using your timeouts, things are going your way. So leave those on the board. Obviously, last game we didn't use any of our timeouts. And this game, Allendale's out of both of their timeouts. So Sparta is just telling us they're on a run here, up by 9 points here. Let's see if we can seal the deal and get our second victory of the night.
And this is where, as a competitor, and sometimes it's easier said than done, but, don't play to the scoreboard. just play to the point and just continue to do the things that you guys are doing.
Yep, I would agree with that. I think
Point
as a
Spartans.
coach with the lead, yeah, you almost don't want your players to know what the score is.
Right.
Just keep playing volleyball. Yep.
Right.
17-7 up by 10 here. Spartans looking
Yes,
for 8
the
more
fans
points.
at home definitely want to know the score.
Yes,
So
yes.
we will keep shoveling it to
Yep.
you, that's for sure.
Yep.
Great serve by Grace. And a point. Just the placement of the serve, they're off kilter or balance immediately because they're not prepared to return it the way that it was served by Grace.
And looks like even though Sparta, we thought, earned that point, they actually had a net violation there. We were in the net on that block, so side out, Allendale here.
Retract what I just said.
Yeah, yes. Let's see if we can earn this side out for the Spartans here and get back on track. Megan Jones to Andrea Shriver to Elena Wisnowski. Point Spartans.
Yes.
Great
job by the Spartans. Great
I
teamwork
agree.
again.
All right, Andrea Shriver is going to get her turn with 7 points away from a victory. See if she can bring this thing home. So Zoe Speck, number 7, coming in for the game for number 13, Sophie Butts. Nice serve by Shriver.
Another great decision by
Yeah,
Grace.
looks like she was going to go for that one there. Yep, great job by Grace, seeing that ball was going to be out. Spartans up 19-8 here. Oh, yeah, again, that foul stripe.
That's right.
Yep, foul line there. Wrong side of that. Point for the Spartans, up 20-8 here. Now, with volleyball being the best out of 5 series here, I mean, Spartan coming out, looks like we're on our way to victory in this second game. I don't want to be premature on that. But things are going well for the Spartans up right now, up 21-8. Uh-oh. We're just in the net. Doesn't look like Coach Nichols liked that call at all. Thought she was getting her 21st point. But back to momentum here. If Spartans can take this second game out of 5, really puts a lot of pressure on Allendale.
Absolutely. Especially on the road
Yes.
during a cancer awareness game. And just the separation between the teams thus far in the game. Or in the match.
Right.
Point Falcons,
Yes.
20-10.
Got the freshman serving over there for the Falcons. Really playing poised as a freshman up on varsity here. Oh, I tell you what, momentum right now seems to be with Allendale. We talked about a game of runs. Allendale's on a 3-point run right now. Spartans looking for a side out here to stop this so we can get on with this game.
So I wonder if Coach Nichols is contemplating potentially a timeout. Probably not after that.
Yes. And we talked about those unforced errors. Allendale really help out the Spartans by serving that ball out of bounds.
21-11.
Yep.
Side out Spartans. Sophie Butts to serve.
All right, let's see here what the junior can do. She's had some great serves this year. She feels very natural on that side of the line. Puts the ball in play. Great job.
Side out.
Yeah, Allendale again is just hitting that ball long. I mean, that girl got up in the air for that ball and just must not be enough snapping of the wrist, hitting that ball a little long. And Sparta continues to make good decisions on those long balls. Speaking of long balls.
That was one.
Yes.
Side out Falcons, 22-12.
All right. Kenzie and the defensive specialist into the back row here, looking for some strong serve receive.
So does it seem like Kenzie is the heir apparent to the libero jersey next year?
Yeah. I would bet that's definitely where she's going to play. She's a quick athlete, moves around well. I think all things you look for in a libero. So I'm guessing that'll be her job next year.
Point Spartans, 23-12. And here comes Elena to serve.
Oh, look at that. Great job by Elena Wisnowski, our 24th point. Let's see if she can bring this game home and seal the deal for the Spartans.
Game point for the Spartans. Landed with the serve.
Oh, another great serve. Oh, she's just
Point
yes.
and game Spartans.
Yes, takes care of business there. 2 unreturnable balls. Spartans win. I tell you what, as a man who's been at school this morning since 6:30, and Spartans up by 2, it makes me pretty happy right now because I have got a pot roast in the crock pot at home, potatoes, we got carrots, we got some onions in there, some mushrooms. I hope Spartans take care of business here so we can get home to the table.
Yes, I understand exactly how you're feeling right there. And there's numerous times for educators, especially educators that are involved in coaching, where you show up when it's dark and you leave when it's dark.
That's right. That's
you
right.
hear rumors of the sun being out.
Yes.
You believe those rumors, but you don't always see it.
Yep. Yeah.
So some more fall athletics we can talk about. Coach Smith and the boys cross country team is off to an outstanding start this
Talk
fall.
about a group that often reloads every single year. He is so excited about the crew he has this year. I know, I don't know all their names off the top of my head, but I know Hayden Cook has been a primary number 1 for him. Chase Wilson is right there in the mix. Brendan Volkers, Hubert. I can't think of Hubert.
Chase.
Yeah, Chase Hubert right
yeah.
there. I know they've got a freshman, Jax Wilson, who's running really well, and another freshman, Logan Seymour, is right in the mix too. So Ted Smith and John Thomas always put together a great crew of runners, and they've got some guys that put some mileage in this summer. That's why we're seeing such success out of the team in the season.
Absolutely. And I think the second OK Blue Jamboree is this week. They won the first, and I think they have 4 invitational championships thus far this season.
Yeah, talk about domination.
Correct.
I mean, what a group right there.
So it'll be interesting to watch them throughout the rest of their season and see what they can do. I know that we're in a very difficult regional with Cedar Springs and Fremont.
Yeah, I believe Grand Rapids Christian may also.
Are they in our region?
I think they may also be in our region, which are just some of the top running programs right now in the state. So while we're looking really well in the OK Blue, Coach Smith knows that the goal is not just the OK Blue championship, but to move on there with some postseason victories. So he'll have everybody in tip-top shape by the time the regionals come around.
Absolutely. And when you say names like John Thomas and Ted Smith and Adam Peffer, you know, they have such investment and have done such a great job of building our running programs on the boys and the girls side. And
without a doubt.
Even from a very young age,
yes,
there's running clubs for boys and girls all over Sparta.
Yeah, and some of those names you hear, you know, from maybe you saw their parents come through Sparta early in our careers. Now you're seeing their children come through, and they have that same fire in their belly for track and for cross country. It's just great to see those multi-generational athletes sticking around and continuing to perform.
Well, again, the Spartans are out and ready to roll. The Falcons are trying to find something to change the momentum, but certainly the Spartans have dominated this night up to this point. And going into what I'm going to refer to as the potluck game, or the pot roast game, excuse me.
Let's get home to that.
Yes, let's get out to a fast start, get to 25 quickly, and bid good night to the Allendale Falcons.
So Spartans' last game did not get out to that quick start, but able to still seal the deal with a victory. Let's see here if we can change things, get off to a quick start, take care of business.
In volleyball, how do you determine who serves first?
Well, I don't know specifically. I think it has something to do. Yes. Stumble. Yes. I think it depends at the beginning of the game, and then I think it alternates from there. So I think they call captains over. I don't know if they flip a coin or if they rock, paper, scissors.
Grace started serving game 1 and game 2, did she not?
Oh, did she?
Did she?
I thought maybe Allendale. Yeah. We'll go back. We'll check the film.
Well, Allendale's
or maybe let's just avoid the question because we don't know. We'll get on to something else we do know about. Like a point for the Falcons right now, 1-0.
1-0 Falcons.
All right, Sparta's going to collect themselves here.
So for the Falcons, number 4, Rachel Carlson, a 5'10" junior.
I just hear Allendale yelling free. We had a free ball over, meaning when the ball comes over the net without an outside hitter or center or a spike, then it's known as a free ball, just a real easy ball to return. It's nothing you want to have the other team yelling all night long because it means you're not setting your offense up.
Ball's out of bounds. Point Spartans. Grace Zurich to serve.
Britt Busen with a nice up after the tip. Now there's that height came into play for Allendale. Meg Jones had a nice hit on the ball, struck it well, but unfortunately put it right into the blocking arms of the Allendale Falcons.
Jenna Marsma serving for the Falcons. What happens on a play like that?
Yeah, I think you're looking over here, you're watching the serve. You see a jump serve. You think that ball's going to come over 100 miles an hour, and then she comes with her change up here and, just catches a little flat-footed there.
I think he's calling another net violation on the
Yeah,
Falcons,
or maybe under the net there, but all I know, it's a point for the Spartans.
That's right.
Side out here. Unforced error.
That's the type of play that I think would really frustrate a coach. I mean, the player's just standing there.
Yes, without a doubt.
There's a point.
Yes. Yep, I would agree with that.
And
that, we go back-to-back unforced errors
right.
there. Not when we're trying to get home for the pot roast game here.
The pot roast.
That's what you want to see.
I'm not sure if the girls have embraced the importance of the pot roast game.
Right. Wow. Allendale just seems to be doing everything right at the net right now. And I think for the Spartans, they're hitting the ball hard. It's what you want to do. As a coach here, I think I just heard Ellen Nichols say it. Keep swinging, ladies. Keep swinging. Because those balls are going to get through.
Absolutely.
Six to 2 right now. Is this the biggest deficit the Spartans have been in tonight?
It is. And it's a timeout by Coach Nichols.
Yes, the first timeout that we've used tonight. In the circle right now, I've got to imagine Coach Nichols is just talking about refocusing here, communicating together. Don't panic, and just continue to play Spartan volleyball.
Yeah, I would agree. And obviously, she's feeling the momentum, something that we've talked about all night. She feels the momentum with the Falcons right now and is trying to change that.
Yeah, we'll see if those timeouts, it's definitely a strategy move. We'll see if she can get a side out here, get the Spartans back on track.
The Falcons do seem fired up coming out of that huddle. Hopefully the Spartans can regroup here, get side out, and get the momentum back. Serving for the Falcons, number 8, Haley Atkins, a 6-foot senior.
Another free ball coming over there. Little back set there. Andrew Shriver with a back set. Sophie Butts. Grace Zerk, serve receive to Andrea Shriver, to Sophie Butts. Man, we've got a great volley going right here.
Yes, we do.
Oh, and I tell you, what a swing. One of the better swings we've seen tonight out of the Allendale Falcons by number 7 there. Just pounded that ball home, and Spartan's still struggling to get on track here, being down by 5 points in this third game. Nice up by number 8 there. Grace Zerk getting dirty for that ball.
Good shot by Megan Jones.
Yeah, so right now 3-7. Spartans down by 4. Let's see if we can get back on track there. Yeah, you love to lean on your seniors, and Megan Jones delivered for the Spartans there, earning a side out.
You know, Megan seems to be able to attack so well from like 5 to 8 feet away from the net, and just being able to place the ball where she wants it.
Yeah, without a doubt, without a doubt. Finding those open spots on the floor. Now, it just seemed to be a little bit of a bad luck play. Elena Wisnowski getting up in the air to block that thing and just coming off her hand and rolling off the wrong direction. So again, Spartans back down by 5. Unforced error there by the Allendale Falcons. I feel always in so many sports, those unforced errors really can turn into rallies for the opposite team here. So let's see if Sparta can take advantage here.
Down 4-8. Elaine is serving.
Kenzie Armock to Andrea Shriver to Megan Jones with the tip. Allendale easily gets that up. Elena Wisnowski to Andrea Shriver to Megan Jones. That time they didn't get the tip up.
Point Spartans.
Yeah, now you
5 to 8.
You see Megan Jones with multiple different plays at the net. She can come with the big sweeping swing. She comes with that tip sometimes at the line or over top of those blocks. Really cool to see somebody, a senior there, using everything in her toolbox to get points for the Spartans.
Point Spartans. Great defense by the Spartans.
Yeah, nothing like a
6
big
to
block
8.
to fire people up. Allendale hit that ball hard right into the Spartans block. 6 to 8 here. Spartans closing the gap. And an unforced error. So right now, Allendale goes back up 3 here. And we talked about momentum shifts and getting runs here. Let's hope that this doesn't turn into a run for the Allendale Falcons.
Some words we're hearing over and over again. Dual sport athlete. Unforced error, momentum, and pot roast will continue.
Yes.
Continue to make its way into Game 3's commentary.
Yep.
Point Falcons. Falcons lead Game 3, 10 to 6.
Looking for a side out by the Spartans. Megan Jones to Andrea Shriver to Megan Jones. Trying to hit the line there, just a little bit out by Megan. See here, down by 5 points right now.
So I noticed serving for Allendale, number 7, Grace Moderman, is a 6'2" senior. That name Moderman is well known in basketball circles in Allendale.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely a legacy name over there. Been around a long time and lots of quality athletes there. Seems like Moderman and height might be 2 things that go hand in hand.
Absolutely. Moderman serving again for the Falcons. The Spartans trying to find a way. And there's a way. Unforced error.
Unforced error right now. So Spartans 7 to 12 right now. We've got junior Britt Busen, the lefty, up serving. Let's see if we can make a little run here at the Allendale lead.
Britt Busen, you talk about the Busen family who has lived in Sparta for years but transferred to Sparta a few years ago. What a gain for the Sparta Spartans.
Oh, that is for sure. I'm fortunate enough to coach with Brian Busen on the varsity football staff. Just a great offensive mind, but definitely even a better human being. Just so fortunate to have him coaching, teaching, and mentoring Spartan youth.
Great volley again.
Oh, just over the block. Number 14 and 7, Grace Zurich, getting down on the ground, but just didn't have enough in her to get that ball up right now. We're 8 to 13 right now. Spartans down by 5, just not able to close that gap. Oh, and Andrea Shriver, what a play right there by Allendale. I mean, 2 young ladies getting their arm out to get on that ball.
From Point Allendale, from your perspective, Coach Zurich, do we have a person on our volleyball team in a situation like this where we can't really get things going that you might describe as the vocal leader, the person that gets into people and say, let's go, let's change what's happening
I think you really got to look at those ladies who've been up on varsity a long time. So Andrea Shriver definitely comes to mind. Megan Jones comes to mind, and then Grace Zurich comes to mind as just some of your leadership that have to get those girls together, get everybody on the same page, and work through things together.
Well, that's quite a group of young ladies right there that you mentioned. Point.
Yeah, those young ladies have played lots of volleyball together. So 9 to 14. Speaking of that, we've got a senior up serving right now, Megan Jones. Just misses consistency. Let's see if she puts this ball into play and Sparta can start earning some points.
And if she does close the gap here and maybe even ties it up or gets the lead, she could be the pot roast MVP of Game 3.
Yes. Oh, Britt Busen, great defensive play. Put it over the net. I tell you what, we've said this over and over in this game. What was working for Sparta in the earlier 2 games is kind of working against them. We just can't get those runs going right now. Allendale's taking advantage. Britt Busen to Shriver. Sophie Butts. All right, Spartans.
Point Spartans.
I'm not sure we've scored 3 points in a row. I don't even know if we've scored 2 points in a row this game.
Yeah, I would have to check, but it certainly doesn't feel like it.
No. All right, we've been through the lineup once. We've got Grace Zurich, number 22 here, serving again. Let's see if we can go on those runs, down by 5. Oh, here we
Point
go.
Spartans.
2 points in a row for
There
the
we
Spartans
go.
right now. Big block at the net. Total team effort. All right, down by 4. Put the ball in play. Let Spartan go to work. Oh, 2 huge blocks.
Absolutely.
3 points for the Spartans.
12-15, Spartans. And
All
Grace Zurich are closing the gap.
Yes, here we go. A couple other great things that are happening around Sparta here this fall. We've got this award-winning band along with our award-winning color guard. You want to talk a little bit about some of the people involved there, Mr. Spencer?
Well, you talk about Jim Walsh and the band program. You know, that's one of the areas that other Spartans can learn from, because essentially he said, and with his colleagues in the band, we're raising the bar.
Yes.
And we're going to start playing harder music, more engaging music. Our top bands are going to play college music. Our lower bands are going to play high school level music. And, you know, they're in the top 10 programs in the state of Michigan after 4 short years.
Yes.
So, and, you know, Spartans forced Allendale to call a timeout. They closed the gap to 14-15. But back to the bands, you talk about a hard-working, driven group, and the leadership of Jim has just been outstanding here.
Yeah,
at Sparta
yeah.
High School.
I know I see it on the side of athletics so many times. You think about the sacrifice and your time you put in. I'm telling you, those students in band are putting that same amount of time in, many times more time when their performances are coming up. It's just impressive to see the dedication and devotion that goes into it, and it's no surprise to me that they're becoming an award-winning group because they deserve it.
Absolutely. And, you know, I didn't know a lot about band until about 8 years ago when I was involved in hiring a band director. But it really opened my eyes to, you know, basketball is my co-curricular event that I have the most knowledge about. But they work every bit as hard as any group.
Without a doubt.
And it's awesome. Anytime at this point in my career, anytime I see Spartans working together to achieve something, I get fired up about it. And band is certainly doing that.
Yep.
Grace Zurich with the serve.
Down 14-15 here. Oh, my word. Keep playing here, Spartans. What an up by the Allendale Falcons. I thought that was going to be the tying point there. Andrea Shriver to Elena Wisnowski. Another free ball over. And point Spartans. The pot roast game is just tied up 15-15. There's hope right now.
And don't look now, but the early leader for pot roast MVP is your daughter, Grace
Zurich. I think she'll go after the pot roasted potatoes. It's hard to convince Grace Zurich to go after the carrots, though. She's not a vegetable lover as much as her father is.
Well, I think you start to cook vegetables and you're asking for some dissent.
Yes, yes.
Oh.
Missing that foul pole
Yep,
there.
on the wrong side of the foul pole.
Yep, as soon as it was all tied up, it no longer is. 15-16, Allendale lead right now. But I tell you what, a nice little run, 5-point run by the Spartans there. Definitely a key to victory to go on those multi-point runs.
Let's see if the Spartan defense can dig in here and get a stop.
Grace Zurich, Andrea Shriver, back set. Point Spartans.
We will take it, 16-16.
Tied up again here. We've got 9 points away from a victory.
It's a game
here.
to 9.
Andrea Shriver,
and looking at
senior leader
the
here.
Timeouts, am I reading that correctly? Oh, they each have 1 left?
Yes, 1 timeout apiece.
Okay. Point Spartans.
Yes, all right. Again, a 2-point run here. Let's see if we can turn this into a 3, 4, 5-point run here and start putting this game away. 17-16 Spartans.
Andrea Shriver with the serve.
Wow, what a wind-up. Very nice to see Spartans get that ball up. Grace Zurich Andrea Shriver. Sophie Butts. A nice return by the Allendale Falcons. Grace Zurich. Andrea Shriver. Oh, just too much height over there. Too much height by Allendale. Number 7's a formidable opponent at the line there, using that height to her advantage.
Absolutely. It seemed like that set got away from Shriver just a little bit and floated over the net.
Yep. Allendale pounced on it.
17 all.
I think the ref might have just missed a foot fault, Mr. Spencer. We'll have to check the tape on that. No instant replay, obviously, in high school
we
athletics.
have an outstanding view for foot faults on this side of the gym.
Yes.
I would guess you're right.
Andrea Shriver, Grace Zurich.
Oh, play by Grace.
There we go. Showing a little athletic ability. She gets that from her mother. Great job, Grace Zurich.
Somehow, the pot roast is speaking to her.
Yes.
Again, she is solidifying her place at the top of the pot roast game MVP for the Spartans. 18-7.
Oh, what a
Sophie
serve
with the
there.
serve.
Grace Zurich, Andrea Shriver, back set, Britt Busen. Returned by Allendale. Sophie Butts to Shriver, back to Busen. Up again by the Falcons. Oh, so close. I tell you what, Elena Wisnowski showed some great athletic ability, being able to get up above the net there. Just trying to get her hand on everything there. She's blocked so many tonight. Great to see her playing at the net.
18 all.
7 points away from a victory here.
Side out Allendale. Here's the serve.
Grace Zurich to Shriver to Megan Jones. Oh, number 7 get up. Looked like a little bit of a carry to me.
And I don't have a lot of experience, but it didn't look like that to me as well.
Looked like it should be illegal. Felt like it should be illegal, but obviously our expert referees said I didn't feel like that.
Side out Falcons, 19-18.
Oh, what a serve there. Just handcuffed Grace Zurich there.
20-18.
Unforced error there by Grace. 18-20. Coach using that timeout. Not wanting this game to get away from him right now. Down by 2. We're looking for a side out here.
So what do you think is going through Coach Nichols' mind over there?
Well, I think she's saying she saw a dominating performance early on in this game, just getting the girls focused back on Spartan volleyball and understanding that we can do this, but this side out is so critical to our performance in this game.
And so, it seems like Moderman has had more of an impact in Game 3 than in the first 2 games.
Yes.
It's just the ball's bouncing her way better this
or maybe
time.
they're feeding her a little more. You know, I mean, you have somebody on your team who gets hot, and I think as a setter, you want to get them the ball. And right now, that seems to be what's happening here. And Moderman's taking full advantage of the opportunity that she's getting for the Falcons.
Well, let's see if the Spartans can show the determination that is implicit in our Spartan
Without
pride.
a doubt.
See if
They're
they
going to
can
have to dig
grit
here,
one
dig
out
deep.
here. Yep.
Backs are against the wall here. I have confidence in our Spartans. Grace Zurich, Shriver, Megan Jones. That's a combination we want to keep hearing here. Hey, there we go. Spartans
Point
at side
Spartans.
out.
That's
Yeah, we
right.
talked about that being critical right now. Down by 1. Let's see if we can get that tying point here and get us on a roll here to victory. Another
Elena
senior.
has had a couple 5 to 6 point stretches in her serves tonight. That would be great for us right
Yes.
now if that could happen.
Yeah, we talked about that tip ball earlier. Allendale reading the defense. Our blocks have been so good. They get it over top of the block and just nobody home there to get that tip ball.
19-21, side out Falcons. Moderman to serve.
Nice serve. Kenzie Armont, Shriver. Britt Busen, point Spartans. Great job, Britt Busen, putting that the way, the old lefty. Now let's see if she can help herself here, go on a little run here, down by 1.
20-21. Allendale at this point.
Nice serve. Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am, the lefty. Serving up a tough ball, lays up over the net. Spartan athletes take advantage at the net. Point Spartans.
21-0. Served by Busen is
Oh,
in.
let's get that block again. Oh, here we go. Not sure what that call was, but it's a point for the Spartans. I thought maybe someone in the net, but
take it.
I'm not sure what those hands up straight in the air mean.
I'm not sure either. I thought the call might have gone against the Spartans and Mia, but it didn't.
Nope.
So we're taking
Plus
it. We're up
Spartans.
one. We're serving.
We're happy. Grace Zerk with a nice up to Shriver. Back to Megan Jones with the tip. Scramble. Oh, Allendale did a nice job on that scramble.
They're calling free.
Should be good for the Spartan offense here.
To Jones.
Oh, what a great up by Monderman. Oh, wow. Oh, I tell you what, the effort was great for the Spartans, but the game is tied again.
22 all.
We're down to a 3-point game here. Obviously, in volleyball, you have to win by 2 here. So Sparta's looking for a side out here. You got a freshman serving for the Allendale Falcons. We'll see if this comes into play at all.
And I wonder if the ball girls' delay there was just a little mind game for the Falcons. I'm not sure. But.
Oh, serves long, unforced error.
Yes,
Critical
sir.
time, 23-22. And we have Mrs. Reliable, Megan Jones, up to serve right now. Spartans make a change on the front line. And Allendale, I think, smart time to use that timeout because we go up by 2 here. It's just a tough place to come back. So, Coach Smart, you can't take your timeouts with you.
Yep, I was just going to say that. Can't take it home. Might as well use it. 2-point game.
Yes.
And it would be great, obviously, for the pot rows, for Sparta Nation. But to see them down 10 to 14 or 15, they're able to win this game and just showing grit, showing determination, staying together, making plays to win when it really wasn't going their way. I think that's the type of game you can come back to as a coach and say, hey, remember this, remember game 3.
I think you're so right, Coach.
But they've got 2 more points to make that a reality.
Yes. So that mindset is obviously they want to close this game out, take care of business here so we don't have to go to a 4th or potentially 5th game.
Megan Jones looks confident. Looks like she wants the ball in her hands. Well, she's got it.
Coach has to be happy. This is where the service rotation is.
Service.
Puts the ball in play. Great serve. Tip ball. Britt Busen all over that tip. Sophie Butts. Oh, way to get that up.
What a play by Sophie.
Megan Jones helping herself there a little bit. We're going to get a free ball here. Good for the Spartan offense. Tip ball up by Allendale. Out. Oh, we got a tip there. Hard to read that off the net. Sparta's asking who touched that ball. They don't think they had. We're back to a tie ball game.
So just to clarify the call, they're saying the ball hit one of our hands.
Yep, from the net, hit our fingertips, which is a tip, so out last on us.
Service.
Oh, inches away from out of bounds line right now. Split the Spartan defenders. Right now we're down 24-23. Coaches got out of timeouts. We got a rally here as Spartans.
Huge point for the Spartans. I think every other time besides that, the Spartans guessed right on those balls towards the back.
Without a doubt. Megan Jones, nice up. Sophie Butts. Spartans need this point or we're going to a 4th game. Oh, Grace Zerk, good read on the ball
Great
right
decision.
now. 24-24. Serving for the Spartans right now, number 22, senior Grace Zurich here. Looking for 2 points to seal this deal.
Falcons are scrambling a bit.
Grace Zurich with a nice up to Shriver, to Megan Jones. Oh, lift. That's a lift. That's a lift.
I thought I heard a whistle.
Yes, you did hear a whistle.
Okay.
Ref called a lift there. So that ball just sat on the young lady's hands there. She lifted it up without hitting it. Point for the Spartans, up 25-24. Let's see if Grace Zurich can take this home. All right, looks like a defensive substitution here for Allendale. Oh, what a serve. And Coach Nichols again goes right at the player that just rotated into the game. Megan Jones Allendale's scrambling here. They know how important this point is. Rip Busen, Grace Zurich. We need this over now. Free ball. Oh, too much mustard on that ball. So we're again back to a tied game right here, 25-25. You hear the Spartans talking out there. Let's get this point. Let's get refocused here. Let's bring this victory home. Megan Jones to Shriver. To Butts. Shriver. Elena Wisnowski. Out.
Point Spartans.
That's really been a curse for Allendale
I'm so
all
tied
night.
up I can barely even talk. I'm sorry. You're carrying me.
Yes,
right now. I
hey, no
appreciate
problem,
it.
no problem.
The Spartans are up
26-25. Sparta has another senior serving here for the win. Our Indiana Tech Bulldog here. Let's see if she can bring this victory home.
For Sparta Nation, for Bulldog Nation, for potlucks everywhere.
Great
or
serve.
pot roasts everywhere.
Oh, wow. Andrea Shriver. Here's a ball we can play. Give it right back to Megan Jones. Cross court. The freshman gets it up for Allendale. Grace Zurich. Right back to Sophie Butts this time with the tip. Sparta Spartans right there. Just a little miscommunication right now. Again, 26-26. We can't close the door right now.
Side out for the Falcons.
Wow, they're battling this game, both sides.
As a competitor, I don't think anyone ever wants to go down 0 for.
No, without a doubt.
But
Unforced errors
again.
right now. Spartans had, this is their third time in a row here for the game point. We need to take advantage. Let's see if number 13, Sophie Butts, can close the door on the Allendale Falcons.
Here's the serve. Nice Sophie Butts.
Yes, in play. Oh my
There
word,
it
Elena Wisnowski
And
at the net.
A way to win.
I tell you what, the pot roast is going to taste so good tonight. Spartans 3-0. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Spartans. It was an awesome third game. And the pot roasts everywhere are smiling. And Grace Zurich is getting it. She's the pot roast MVP. I thought overall they demonstrated great teamwork. You know, those first two games, they just came out and kind of dominated.
Yes.
Third game, they gritted their way to a victory.
Yep, it's good to see. So signing out here for the Sparta Spartan volleyball program, Matt Spencer, Steve Zurich. We'll see you later, Spartan Nation.
Have a great night.